we looked at metric units this week, and we looked at the prefixes involved with metric and the fact that conversions between metric, like kilometers to meters to centimeters and so on, all involve multiples of the number 10. And I made this diagram, or something that kind of looked like this diagram. When you look at it at first, it's wow, it kind of blows you away, but when we think about it, we can find this helpful. And I suggest to you, as a visual learner like myself, this kind of image really helps me figure out what I have to do when I'm doing my conversions. So start from the base units, meters, grams, liters. Going towards smaller units, the multiple or factor, if you wish, between centimeters, centigrams, centiliters, and meters, grams, liters is 100. So I'm either going to multiply by 100 when I'm going from bigger to smaller, or divide by 100 going from smaller to bigger. From centi to milli, so centimeter to millimeter, centigram to milligram, centiliter to milliliter, the factor is 10. So I'm either multiplying by 10 or I'm dividing by 10. To go from the base unit to milli units, the factor is 1,000. To go from milli units to micro units, and that's where that little mu character or MC, micrometer, MC, microgram, MC, microliter, that factor is also 1,000. So then you get from the base all the way to the micro, it's 1,000 and another 1,000 or a million. Going the other way, from the base unit, meters, grams, liters, up to kilometers, kilograms, kiloliters, factors 1,000. So either I'm dividing by 1,000 going towards large units, or multiplying by 1,000 going towards smaller units. And we found in class it was sometimes confusing. Do I multiply or do I divide? And keeping in mind that multiplying and dividing by thousands, hundreds, and tens, just count the zeros and move the decimal that many places. So let's go through 3 examples, just to remind you what we discussed in class. Going from 10 milliliters, we want to find out how many liters that is. So from milliliter to liter, my factor is 1,000. So I said, you know what, even if you're not sure which way to go, do it both ways and then ask yourself, is that the right answer? So I'm going to try that. We'll do that for this one. So 10 milliliters. I'm going to start by multiplying that by 1,000. So if I take my 10, the decimal is right there. So I get the number 10. So if I multiply by 1,000, I'm moving the decimal 3 places. So I put it right there, so that gives me the number 10,000. So I'm saying 10 milliliters equals 10,000 liters. 10,000 liters is a really big volume. 10 milliliters is really small. So when I look at that, I go, you know what? I probably went the wrong way. So even if I didn't think about which way should I go, just doing it tells me, God, that feels wrong. 10 milliliters is not 10,000 liters. So let's try going the other way. So I'll put the decimal again, right after the 0. 1, 2, 3 places to the left. Put the decimal. I've got an empty spot. I've got to fill with a 0. 10 milliliters equals 0.01 liters. That seems more sensible. So even if I wasn't sure whether I need to multiply or divide, by trying both, I can see pretty obviously that 10 milliliters is not 10,000 liters. So it must be 0.01 liters. So that's one way to do it. Try both and then ask yourself, which one makes sense? However, we looked at it differently as well. So I'll get my eraser. Just make some room here. Let's look at the 5 kilometers to how many meters. Well, if I'm going from kilometers to meters, I'm going from big units to small units. There's going to be a lot more small units. If I've got this huge thing, and I'm breaking it into smaller pieces, there's going to be lots more of the small pieces. So that's one way to think of it. From kilometers to meters, I'm going to multiply because I'm going to have a lot more meters. So, 5 kilometers, my factor is 1,000, so I'm going to multiply by 1,000, which just means move the decimal 3 places. I've got 3 empty spots, I've got to put zeros in there. So 5 kilometers is 5,000 meters. And to me, yeah, that feels about right. Certainly better than 0.005, which is what I would have gotten going the other way. Let's look at the other example. 200 centimeters equals how many meters? Well, again, I'm going to erase here so we have a little real estate. So 200 centimeters. We're trying to put it into meters. So, from centimeter to meter, the factor is 100. I'm going from small units to big units. It's going to be a lot less big units. I've got all these little small ones. I want to find out how many big ones that makes. So I'm going to have less of them. That tells me that I'm going to divide by 100. There's my 200. The decimal is here. I have to move it 1, 2 places, which puts it right after the 2. So 200 centimeters equals 2 meters. And again, had it gone the other way, I'd have gotten 20,000 meters. I don't think so. So, pick out the value that you need. Use that, the number of zeros, to tell you how many places to move the decimal. And once you get an answer, ask yourself, does that feel right? And if it does, it probably is right. If it doesn't, try going the other way. Because the decimal can only go either left or right. One of them has to be correct.